IT industry was facing, what happened, anyone is aware, can completely share it with the team while we are waiting for others. The outage I'm talking about. Because these are the questions which you will definitely get no matter what kind of interview you go for. Cloud, on-prem, development, architect, administrator, whatever it is, whenever you go. I mean, if you are from the same industry and something huge like this has happened, so they expect you to know, read about it. So anyone knows about the issue, anyone can explain what happened on Friday.
Yeah, so yeah, I guess there was a operating system downage. Microsoft had tried to do some
I somehow
patch.
know, like Microsoft server went into a problem, like, um and some softwares and companies were hacked by some hackers. Like, I really don't know in the deep, but as far as I know, there was a cyber attack.
Okay. Yeah, guys, I'm still waiting for others to join. Meanwhile, let me quickly just inform you guys. I won't call it as an operating system outage, and it was definitely not an attack, or it has nothing to do with hacking. It was purely human error. They had to update a patch. Patch as in like you get on your Android and iOS phone, कोई update वगैरह आता है operating system के, that is what they call a patch. But it was a security patch, not the feature. It's a company called CrowdStrike. They do the security work for Microsoft and for many companies. It's a huge player in the market. So they released some upgrade, and it had a bug or it conflicted with only Windows code, due to which uh, all Windows machines, client, not all, but many of them, client and server operating system, both of them, they were facing some problem, and that problem was producing blue screen of death. Blue screen of death, it's an unofficial name, by the way. The official name, it's only blue screen. It is also called as BSOD. It used to be very favorite question when you used to go for system admin interviews. Nowadays, it's on cloud. You don't worry about repairing operating system. You simply just go ahead and bring the cloud, bring the PC back from backup, or just create a new one, because creating a new one is very easy nowadays. But earlier in days when you had only PC, only hardware, nothing, no cloud, where creating a new server is going to take 10 to 15 hours. That time we used to troubleshoot, and this is how it looks like, a blue screen of death. This is called BSOD. So normally they used to ask questions on BSOD, blue screen of death, but this is not official name. The official name is only blue screen error. Right, so this happened, and because this is happening, so machines are not able to recover. Otherwise, even if there is some patch issue, होता है कई बार, okay, this is nothing new. Patch का issue होता है, कुछ अगर ऐसा होता है, so what they do, they release another patch जिसकी वजह से वो पहले वाले issue को kill कर देते हैं, right? But now what has happened here, because this is happening, this is occurring, so the computer servers and PC, they are not up, they are not turned on, right? So if it is not on, then they will not be able to run another patch. अगर ये on हो जाता, network से connect होता, तो they would have run another patch और उसको वो rectify कर देते थे. But because it is coming here इस तरह से, here the manual intervention, human intervention is needed. किसी को जाके कीबोर्ड पे कोई 5-6 बटन्स होता है, हर एक का सर्वर का अलग अलग होता है, कहीं पर F8, कहीं पर F2, etc etc. They will have to push that, right, and then do some troubleshooting. बहुत ही minimum छोटी सी troubleshooting है, but manual intervention. Now imagine ये सब सारे servers पर manually करना है. Then the server will come up and then they will run the patches again. It will get sorted. Right? This is the reason it has impacted so huge. And because of this, many media houses, many banks, airlines, share market, बहुत सारा नुकसान हुआ है, and it is still happening. It has not yet recovered completely. So this was the update. Learning for IT people, or they may ask question is, what can you do to prevent such thing? What has happened, though RCA, detailed official RCA, root cause analysis, is not yet up. It's not yet available online to discuss. But whatever we have read in blogs, etc., unofficially from Microsoft, from CrowdStrike, that they release this patch without testing. So it's always must and necessary to do a testing and then only release something in production. For that reason, if you remember, I spoke about the subscription types which you will see in any tenant. I hope now by now you guys know what is a tenant, what is a subscription, right? I hope you guys can
Yes.
recall it. What is a tenant? What is a subscription? So in in every tenant, you will see mostly three subscriptions. One is test, development, and production. So you will not put anything directly in production to avoid such things. And so this was very generic issue. Though it is very huge, it is still going on. Right? This was very generic one. Current affair, you can call it. So hence I thought I'll discuss it with you guys while others are joining. Guys, anyone knows Razak? Some Razak Phatkare is trying to join, but I'm not aware if you guys have referred. If anyone knows the person, so let me know. And Aniket Jadhav. I see two names, but I cannot recall them, or I cannot identify them. So if anyone of your friends are trying to join, let me know. I can let them in.
Sulva, Aniket is trying to join. He's my friend. So
Okay. I have allowed him. And now I'm waiting. Anyone knows Razak?
no, sir.
Okay, no worries. Okay, as we already waited for 5 minutes, in fact, more than 5 minutes. So let's get started. I hope you guys had enough time. So I hope you guys went through the questions and details, whatever we discussed. This is DevOps, so we're not doing that now. Okay. Any doubts, any questions on what we covered last session? Yes, yes, no, maybe everything is clear, nothing is clear. What is it? Anyone, any doubt? And if there is no doubt, then I will assume that everything was clear, so I can ask some questions to you guys, right? We already covered, what did we cover last time? We covered types of services, as in the, which we covered last time also, right? Service model, that we covered. Then we covered architecture component, that we covered last time. And then we covered this thing, subscription, portal, etc. Right? So I had given some questions. Let me ask those questions to you guys, and let's see who can answer them, and then we'll proceed. So who can answer types of services? What are the types of services we have? Yes, guys, anyone can hear me? Anyone can volunteer and answer. Ashfaq, would you like to try? Ashfaq Karbal, I see you have unmuted yourself.
Um, well, uh, there are three types of services, also called as service model.
Hmm.
Infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service.
Okay, could you elaborate? What is infrastructure as a service? What is platform as a service?
Infrastructure as a service, where the IT infrastructure, storage, operating system are provided by are from taken from cloud cloud service provider, and platform as a service where the application is provided by the uh, what is this like example function application services that we will need to work on, and rest other stuff like infrastructure, storage, VM, virtual machines, that will be provided by the cloud service provider. And software as a service, like we just need to log in into system and we can start working on that.
Okay. Fair enough, guys, but I'm expecting a fluent one. And this is very basic question. If you are trying to portray that you have worked for 3 to 5 years, 4 years, and if we are fumbling with this question, then trust me, you are done with your interview here with the first question itself. This has to be on your tip of tongue. It's not necessary you should use the same language or same words which I did while explaining. It can be your own language, own words, own statement, anything, but you should be very uh, thorough with this explanation that what is infrastructure as a service. Infrastructure, when you rent the infrastructure from your cloud provider, when you are renting the actual servers, hardware, etc., right? You're working on them. That is your infrastructure as a service, right? But top of that infrastructure, middleware, operating system, application, etc., that you're not renting from them, that you are doing by your own. Platform as a service. See, I showed you one picture, if you guys remember. Remember this, it will be easier for you to understand. Is it visible? Or do you want me to zoom in more? Is this image visible, guys, to all of you?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
So whenever I'm talking about infrastructure, I'm taking few things on rent on infrastructure, right? Not talking about the traditional IT. Ignore it now. We have already discussed. So when I'm talking about infrastructure as a service, I'm renting out few things. The moment I go to the next model, next service, platform as a service. So by default, infrastructure will be included in this, right? If I give you an example of I mean, there are multiple example. People give example of pizza, etc., etc. I'll try one of the example. May you guys can relate. Let's say जो शादी का हॉल टाइप होता है ना, वो वाला कंसिडर कर लो आप लोग. इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर में आपने किसी से ले लिया शादी का हॉल, बट नाउ यू आर सेइंग कि यार इसमें डेकोरेशन, खाना और खाने के लिए जो बर्तन और स्टाफ, आई विल गेट दैट. यू जस्ट रेंट मी योर बैंकेट हॉल, यू कॉल इट, या फिर जो भी आपको बोलना है इसको, लॉन वगैरह, आपने सिर्फ वो रेंट पे ले लिया, राइट? दैट इज योर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर एज अ सर्विस. प्लेटफॉर्म एज अ सर्विस इज दैट यार मुझको आपका हॉल भी चाहिए ना, आपके बर्तन भी चाहिए, आपका स्टाफ भी चाहिए, बट खाना मैं लेकर आ जाऊंगा. आई मीन यू आर एडिंग ऑन समथिंग, यू आर टेकिंग. सो द मोमेंट यू गो टू प्लेटफॉर्म, डज इट मीन कि आप सिर्फ उससे खाना और बर्तन ले रहे हो, या जो हॉल आपने पहले लिया था इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर में वो बाय डिफॉल्ट आ जाएगा, राइट? यू आर टेकिंग हिज लॉन ऑन रेंट, तभी तो वो आपको अपने बर्तन और अपना स्टाफ वगैरह दे पा रहा है. सो प्लेटफॉर्म में ये अपने आप इंक्लूड हो जाता है इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, राइट? एंड व्हेन यू गो एज अ सॉफ्टवेयर एज अ सर्विस, कंसिडरिंग टू द सेम एग्जांपल, यू विल से कि यार मुझको आपका लॉन भी चाहिए, आपके बर्तन भी चाहिए, आपका खाना भी चाहिए, आपका स्टाफ भी चाहिए, डेकोरेशन भी आपका चाहिए, सब कुछ. बस हम लोग जो है गेस्ट, एज अ गेस्ट आएंगे वहां पर, विल यूटिलाइज योर सर्विसेज, विल कंक्लूड आवर फंक्शन एंड विल पे यू. सिंपल. आई मीन इससे इजी एग्जांपल मेरे माइंड में नहीं है. इफ एनीवन एल्स हैज, कैन ट्राई, बिकॉज़ उनकी भी प्रैक्टिस हो जाएगी, अदर्स विल आल्सो अंडरस्टैंड. इज दिस क्लियर गाइस टू एवरीवन? And trust me, you can literally use this example. No one is going to mark you down, or कोई हंसने नहीं वाला आप पे. Even if a person who is conducting your interview with 10 or 20 years of IT experience, they are not going to laugh at you. Because it clearly shows that your concept is clear, that what is infrastructure, what is infrastructure के platform के और software के छोटे छोटे से जो example है, that we have to give. For example, function app, Google Drive, app service, infrastructure में virtual machine, that you have to do. वहां पे हम irrelevant example नहीं दे सकते, but this is how you can explain. Right, so I hope this is clear, guys. This is the third lecture we are spending on the same time, but this is very crucial, hence I'm repeating. And if you guys are not reading at home, I have told you this on day one. No matter how religiously, how uh, confidently, or how thoroughly you attend my lectures, if you're not doing the study at home, then you are not going to get the result. I have told you that it's a crucial course, guys. It requires daily study, 1 hour of theory, half hour of practical. We have not yet started with practicals, so at least half an hour theory कुछ तो पढ़ोगे आप, 5 दिन में कुछ तो पढ़ा होगा. So it gives you confidence. अगर आप सिर्फ ये सोचोगे कि यार ठीक है मैं क्लास अटेंड कर लेता हूँ, then it is not going to happen. Questions pile up होते रहेंगे, and ultimately when I won't be able to help you guys, right? So let's get started with the next question. Let's move on to the next question. Anyone has any doubt before I move to the next question, guys? Concept समझने में doubt है किसी को? What is infrastructure as a service? People who have joined last class. Yes.
So in infrastructure as a service, we are taking everything on rent from the service provider, right?
No,
And
no, not
not
everything.
everything.
No. Look at this picture. The blue one shows what you manage. Gray one shows
Ah.
what they manage. Your cloud provider manage. This is your infrastructure.
Okay.
So
And
do
in
you see?
platform,
What do you answer this question?
platform as you said, we are having some of our services and we are taking few of them from the client.
Right.
So then what is the difference? Like, see, as you are telling, like in infrastructure also, we have some services, in platform
Hmm.
also, we have some services. So ये दोनों same हुआ ना मतलब?
डेफिनेशन नहीं, वो सब का डेफिनेशन अलग है ना। यहाँ पर सब में मैंने क्या क्या ले लिया, मिडलवेयर के को भी मैं मैनेज कर रहा हूँ, रन टाइम को भी मैं मैनेज कर रहा हूँ। प्लेटफॉर्म में मिडलवेयर और रन टाइम क्लाउड मैनेज कर रहा है। नाउ व्हाट इज
Okay,
मिडलवेयर
okay.
एंड रन टाइम? जैसे यहाँ पर मैंने ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम ले लिया, तो उसके ऊपर जावा इंस्टॉल करना है, डॉटनेट इंस्टॉल करना है, देन उसके ऊपर एप्लीकेशन बनेगी। तो वो जावा, दीज आर वेरी स्मॉल एग्जांपल्स आई एम गिविंग यू, राइट? ये अपने आप में बहुत बड़े चीज होते हैं दोनों भी। सो बट यहाँ पर दिस इज माय रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी। प्लेटफॉर्म में वो क्लाउड की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है। मैं सिर्फ क्लाउड को बताऊंगा कि मुझको यार जावा चाहिए। अब वो जावा को अप टू डेट रखना, जावा कौन से ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम पे चलेगा, वो दैट एवरीथिंग क्लाउड विल टेक केयर ऑफ। यू डोंट हैव टू वरी।
Okay. All
Clear?
right. Mhm.
Yes, guys. Anyone else? Do not hesitate to ask questions, guys. Even if you think it is a silly question, बहुत basic है, ये है, do not hesitate. Please do ask. Don't say in later कि यार मेरे तो basics ही clear नहीं infrastructure, because जिस तरह हम मूव करेंगे, जिस तरह से लेटर ऑन ये सारे बेसिक्स आपको काम में आएंगे, राइट? सो प्लीज डू आस्क इफ यू हैव एनी क्वेश्चंस। राइट, हु कैन आंसर व्हाट आर द Azure आर्किटेक्चर कंपोनेंट्स?
Can I?
यस प्लीज।
Azure Architect Components includes various elements that work together to provide cloud computing platform like Azure Region, Resource Group, Virtual Machines, Storage, VNet.
Are those Azure architecture component or are those services?
Let me try.
Sure, Sunil.
Can I try?
Actually, the Azure architecture components are the components through which we can access the Azure. It
Which
can be
are?
Azure Portal,
Hmm.
Azure Portal. It can be a Azure PowerShell. It
Hmm.
can be a Azure CLI,
Hmm.
and there are one more through which we can use the
That is
application APIs.
API.
Right.
Yeah, that's are the
And
four.
these
So
are,
most of the
yes, correct. It's correct. And these are not the only one, guys. These are just example. There are more into this, right? But just for your understanding, we are going to use only these 3, 4. Right. Next question. Don't answer randomly. I'll pick. My question is, can we create a resource directly under the subscription? Hanif Khan, could you answer that? Can I create a virtual machine directly under subscription, or do I have to take some extra step before I create a virtual machine? I'm not talking about the access. Okay, let's say I have complete access. I'm the owner. I am the global admin. It's everything I am. My question is, I have a brand new subscription. Can I create a virtual machine directly?
No, Suhail.
What is the dependency
Remember
there?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, what? Yes, we can. What is the dependency?
Yeah. Actually, at that time when you were explaining this, my internet was down. So I just remember you said we cannot go ahead with it.
No problem.
Yeah,
Manzoor, would you
I
like
don't
to answer?
remember whole.
That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Well, you'll get the answer immediately now. Manzoor, would you like
Yes.
to answer this? What is the dependency? Can you hear me, Manzoor? You're on mute if you're speaking.
Yes, Sohail. Actually, I was not aware of that when you were teaching. Actually, I
No
was
problem. Nihal, would you like to answer
busy.
this? That's okay, guys. If you don't know something, we can simply move on. But it's learning for you that you have to go ahead and study this. We are still on very basic. Trust me, अब तक technical शुरू भी नहीं हुआ है कुछ भी. Yes, Nihal, would you like to try? This is your self-evaluation. Nihal, can you hear me? I can't hear you if you're speaking. You're on mute.
Yeah.
So what is the dependency? Can I directly build my virtual machine on my subscription, newly built subscription?
Shall I try?
Can I answer?
No, people who know, that's okay. Leave it. Yes, Nihal, are you trying to unmute yourself? Can't hear you. Okay, okay, guys. Anyone can answer. Fine. We have to move.
Actually, we required a resource group for creating any resources.
Enough. That's enough.
And
Yeah, that's enough. Good answer. Okay, guys. One thing here in class, I'm stopping you from giving answers. I mean, in middle, like he answered resource group. I said it's okay, fine. But in your interview, your interviewer is not going to stop you. So make sure you never answer in one word in jargons. Like my question was, can we create a resource directly under the subscription? He answered, no, we have to create a resource group. I stopped him because we have limited time. But your interviewer is not going to stop you. So you can elaborate your answer. Same answer को थोड़ा सा elaborate करके थोड़ा सा question वगैरह को repeat करके sentence में answer देना होता है. This has nothing to do with technical. It is just interview etiquettes I'm talking about, right? No, we cannot create any resource under subscription directly. We need to have a resource group. और उसी में थोड़ी extra information भी दे दो जो उसने नहीं पूछी है. Which will be my next question. Right? तो अगर वो एक पूछ रहा है तो आपको पता है जिस टॉपिक के बारे में where you're confident तो उसका दो आंसर भी दे दो. It's okay. In Microsoft, in Azure, there is always two or three ways to do one thing. अब जब हम प्रैक्टिकल करना शुरू करेंगे यू विल रियलाइज दैट कि एक चीज को करने के दो या तीन तरीके. सो इट्स ऑलवेज अ बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस इन योर इंटरव्यू दैट यू टॉक अबाउट ऑल ऑफ देम. दो या तीन तरीके जो है ना जिसमें से आपको अगर लेट्स से देयर आर फोर वेज टू अचीव वन थिंग and interviewer is asking you how would you create this and if you know two of them make sure you answer both of them. इससे आपका इंप्रेशन भी अच्छा होगा एंड थोड़ा सा टाइम भी जो है आप पाई कर लोगे इंटरव्यू में. राइट? जिस टॉपिक पे एकदम श्योर हो, जहां पे यू आर नॉट श्योर तो लिमिटेड आंसर देके छोड़ देना. डू नॉट कोट एनीथिंग इनकरेक्टली. दैट्स हाउ इट वर्क्स. जो टॉपिक पे आप कॉन्फिडेंट हो उसमें इलेबोरेट करके आंसर देना. हियर आई एम स्टॉपिंग यू. यहाँ पे ज्यादा इलेबोरेट नहीं करने देता हूँ बिकॉज वी हैव लिमिटेड टाइम. हम लोगों को टॉपिक्स पे कवर करने हैं. ओके. So answer was correct. No, you cannot have any resource directly under subscription. You will require one resource group, minimum one resource group. The next question is a nested resource group possible in Azure? Yes, guys.
Can I?
Yes, please, Sunay.
Yeah, so it's not possible to create a nested resource group in Azure.
What is a nested resource group? Can you explain?
Nested resource group means a resource group under resource group we cannot create.
Perfect. Understood, guys? Anyone has any doubt? When I say nested resource group, which means a resource group under resource group. That is a definition of nested group. Is it possible in Azure? No, it is not possible. Is it possible in AWS? वहां पर भी नहीं है, but we don't worry about it. Okay. Fine. So we're done with the questions, guys. Let's go ahead and start today's topic. But look at this, guys. These were very basic questions. Very basic. मतलब एक easy 900 का course जो करता है ना, fundamental course, उससे भी expected होते हैं ये आंसर. So if you're not able to answer these questions here in the classes, जहां पर हम इतना friendly रहते हैं, trust me, you will not be able to answer these questions in pressure. जहां पर interviewer बैठा है, सामने panel बैठा है, तीन लोग बैठे हैं, आपका वीडियो ऑन है, राइट? You're in comfort zone now. आपका वीडियो भी ऑन नहीं है, आराम से आप बैठो. वी आर आप मेनी ऑफ यू नो मी पर्सनली कि हम लोग फोन पे बात की. सो इट्स अ कंफर्ट जोन. अगर यहाँ पर भी आप नहीं आंसर दे पा रहे हो तो इससे कई गुना कम आप इंटरव्यू में आंसर देते हो. दिस इज आई हैव ऑब्जर्व्ड कि यहाँ पर अगर आप एक 6 लाइन का आंसर देते हो ना तो इंटरव्यू में जाके वो 4 लाइन का ही हो जाता है. सो इफ यू आर नॉट एबल टू आंसर दीज थिंग्स हियर in front of me, in front of our batch, most of you know each other. We have been training. This is 5th session or 7th session, I guess, right? And if you're not able to answer here, then trust me, you will not be able to answer in front of the interviewer, where you will have panel, you will be nervous already, your video will be on, 3 or 4 people will be there, they will be judging you, your job is at stake. So वो nervousness आ जाता है. So make sure you go through the questions and answer on daily basis, guys. That is the only key which will help you to crack the interview. And don't forget, the motto of our session or our classes is just to understand how to work and crack the interview. We're not aiming the exams here, right? So last session, guys, we were talking about Azure Cloud. Under Azure Cloud, we can have a tenant. Under tenant, we can have multiple subscriptions. Under subscriptions, we will have resources, and under resource groups. And under resource groups, we will have resources. Is it clear for everyone? People who attended last session, is this clear or any doubt?
Yes, ma'am.
This is clear, right?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So we were discussing about Azure Active Directory, or recently it has been renamed to Microsoft Entra ID. Now, what is that? It's a parallel thing, guys. Okay. When I go ahead on Azure and create a tenant, like we created for Sunil, though the name which we used, that was Kumar's name, Prabhat Kumar. Right? So under Azure Cloud, we created a tenant. Okay? We did not take any subscription, but still we were able to add the IDs because these are two parallel things. Understand one thing. So if you want to give access to anyone, there are two types of access. One, at the Azure Active Directory, which is the entrance of your tenant or which is the entrance of your subscription. If you want, अगर आप चाहते हो कि आपके कंपनी में आपके टेनेंट पे आपके रिसोर्स ग्रुप में कोई भी काम करे, so the first requirement is that person should be a part of your Active Directory. I cannot say that do not add Suhail in my Active Directory and directly give him access on subscription or resource group or resource. ये हम बाद में देखेंगे what is the difference ये सब में क्या है. But understand one thing. If you want to give them access on your subscription or your resource group or your resources or multiple subscription, कहीं पर भी किसी भी लेवल पे सब्सक्रिप्शन में आपको किसी को ऐड करना है, so it is a must that they should be a part of your Azure Active Directory. I mean, a person who joins your company should be a part of your Azure Active Directory. Without adding a person here, you cannot add them or you cannot give them any access here. Is this point clear to everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
This is just for the entry, guys, just for the entry. ठीक है, इसमें एंट्री करना है इस टेनेंट में, तो पहले यहाँ पर आप यूजर आईडी बनाओ एंड देन उसके बाद आप यहाँ पर कोई रोल ऐड कर पाओगे. This is very crucial topic, right? And many questions you will get. No matter कितना आप experience बता रहे हो, 1 साल का या 10 साल का, this will be asked. ये दो topic पे question होगा. So if you do not understand, ask me. I will repeat and I will add some questions, but do not skip this topic, right? So as I told you, that if you want to add anyone under your subscription level पे, resource level पे और resource group level पे किसी भी तरह का access आपको देना है, so it is necessary, it is must that person should be a part of your Microsoft Entra ID or Azure Active Directory. These are same thing. It's not or actually. Yeah, this is old name, this is new name. I will be using both of these names. So it should fit in your mind. इंटरव्यूअर कभी आपको Azure Active Directory पूछेगा तो भी समझ जाना MS Entra ID की बात कर रहा है, Microsoft Entra ID की बात कर रहा है, तब भी आप Azure Active Directory बोल सकते हो. और स्टार्टिंग में ये ऐड कर देना, रिसेंटली इट हैज बीन रीनेम्ड टू MS Entra ID. देन उसके बाद आंसर में आप रिप्लेस भी करते रहोगे, इंटरचेंज करोगे वर्ड्स को, तो देन इट विल नॉट इम्पैक्ट योर आंसर टेक्निकली, राइट? सो प्लस व्हेन यू ऐड समवन हियर, अगर सिर्फ यहां पर ऐड कर दिया, दैट डज नॉट मीन that he will get the subscription access. यहाँ पर ऐड करने से कुछ नहीं होता है. यहाँ पर ऐड करने से सिर्फ वो enable हो जाता है और you are able to give that person some rights on subscription level. Similarly, if I ask you कि I want to add someone here, उसके बाद इसको access मिल जाएगा कि Azure Active Directory का. Like I am saying कि मैंने किसी को Azure Active Directory पे ऐड कर लिया, that does not mean कि subscription पे access मिल जाएगा. Similarly, if I add someone on subscription, will he get access to Azure Active Directory?
No,
No.
that
No.
person should be added in the.
Can I add someone to subscription? और क्वेश्चन को ज्यादा
No.
इजी बना लेता. Yes. I cannot, right?
Yes.
No.
So there is only place where you can add a new user is your Azure Active Directory, which is Microsoft Entra ID. So there is no way you can add someone to subscription or wahan se aisa access do. It is never going to happen. It's technically impossible. This is always the rule. Microsoft Active Directory se yahan par jana hai. I mean, the moment you create a user here, then you will see all those users when you want to give them access on subscription level. Okay. Now let me quickly explain some roles to you. उसके बाद हम आते हैं कि what are these roles called. As of now, I'm not using the jargon. We have only 5 minutes in this session. So guys, there are roles. Example, system admin, cloud admin, etc. developer वगैरह. तो वो डेवलपर है, क्लाउड एडमिन है, सिस्टम एडमिन है, लिनक्स एडमिन है, ओएस एडमिन है, विंडोज एडमिन है, बिलिंग वाला बंदा है, जो कुछ है, एवरीथिंग विल हैपन हियर. सब्सक्रिप्शन के अंडर होता है सब. सो दे विल ऐड दैट पर्सन हियर इन अज्योर एक्टिव डायरेक्टरी. और यहां पर लाके जिस भी टाइप का रोल उनको देना है, बिलिंग वाला देना है, ओनर देना है, कंट्रीब्यूटर देना है, रिसोर्स ग्रुप पे देना है, रिसोर्स पे देना है, दे कैन डू इट, राइट? बट this is not the only people, these are not the only people who are working. I want service desk वाले लोग भी, 4-5 लोग चाहिए जो ये यूजर बनाए. Who will create these users? I am planning to move everything on cloud. I have 2000 employees. ये 2000 लोगों के आईडीज कौन बनाएगा, इनका पासवर्ड रीसेट कौन करेगा? People who are working from service desk, they will understand, right? इनका अकाउंट अनलॉक कौन करेगा? Someone who is working as a cloud administrator at subscription level, that person is not going to keep on creating new users for you. उसका काम कुछ और है. Okay? So you will require few people who will work on Azure Active Directory. Right? तो उनको सब्सक्रिप्शन में जाने की जरूरत भी नहीं है. So if I have a user here जिसका काम सिर्फ Azure Active Directory पे है, so I won't even add him somewhere in the subscription because he doesn't even want to see the subscription. Let's say that I have hired Sunil to create 10 users initially. So I won't give any access to Sunil at subscription level because Sunil का काम क्या है? सिर्फ यूजर बनाओ, डिलीट करो, यूजर का पासवर्ड रीसेट करो, उसका अकाउंट अनलॉक करो, which is all limited to Azure Active Directory, right? And I have hired one engineer, Prabhat. प्रभात का काम है क्लाउड पे वर्चुअल मशीन बनाना. सो दो आई विल हैव टू ऐड हिम हियर, लेकिन एक्सेस उसको डायरेक्टली यहां पर किसी चीज का होगा. Azure Active Directory में वो सिर्फ एग्जिस्ट करेगा, उसको कोई भी एक्सेस नहीं होगा. इज दिस क्लियर, राइट? नहीं होगा एज इन यू वॉन्ट असाइन. बाय डिफॉल्ट कुछ नहीं मिलता है. व्हेन आई से नहीं होगा, व्हिच मींस यू वांट असाइन. मैंने आपको रोल एक्सप्लेन कर दिया इंजीनियर का, यू विल डिसाइड कि किस तरह का उसको एक्सेस देना है या किस तरह का नहीं देना है. सो इज दिस क्लियर गाइस, दिस एग्जांपल?
I have a question. Like in the AD group, we have a multiple, sub IDs, like sub AD groups. So is it related to this? Like, do we have to add those sub Active Directory for the access, or just one access is fine for this?
No, to be very honest, didn't get your question. Do not relate your service desk queries here, guys. One thing.
No, I'm not relating.
No,
I'm
no,
just
not talking about this particular. Do not try to understand this with any of your existing service desk one. You will get confused because this is Azure Active Directory works in a different way compared to Windows Active Directory. Yes, could you try to explain your question? Let's spend some time on this.
Suppose अभी एक्टिव डायरेक्टरी में सब ग्रुप्स होते हैं, जैसे कि अजूर का ग्रुप रिसोर्स, अजूर का सब्सक्रिप्शन का एडी ग्रुप. सो ऐसे एडी ग्रुप्स अलग अलग ऐड करने होंगे, तब जाके उसको रिसोर्स और ग्रुप का एक्सेस मिलेगा. ऐसा कुछ होता है या एक ही एडी ग्रुप में ऐड कर दिया?
Don't get into that. As of now, we did not talk about groups. Forget उसमें है या नहीं है, will cover that. AD जब डिटेल में करेंगे, will cover that. As of now, इतना समझ लो आप कि यहाँ पर आपको यूजर्स ऐड करने हैं, यहाँ से यूजर डिलीट करने हैं, पासवर्ड रीसेट करना है, अकाउंट अनलॉक करना है, ये सब करना है. एंड इस लेवल पे कुछ भी करना है तो इसका एक ही प्री रिक्विजिट है कि यहाँ पर वो यूजर एग्जिस्ट होना चाहिए. आई कैन नॉट से दैट आई डोंट वांट टू ऐड शाहरुख हियर, बट आई वांट टू गिव हिम एक्सेस एट दिस लेवल. दैट इज नॉट पॉसिबल. Is it clear to everyone, this concept?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay. Less than 30 seconds are left, guys. I'm closing this session and we'll rejoin the same session using same link without any break. I'm stopping the session.
Yes.